It's coffee time. And I had a somewhat stressful day today, I'm not going to lie to you. But let's start off with something that isn't about my super stressful day. I want to show you what we've been doing with the Deadpool dish. Because last time I showed it to you, I hadn't put it in the oven yet, right? So I had all the Sharpie all over it. And we had speculated, or I had speculated to you, that the black Sharpie would look really pristine and nice, and the red Sharpie would look really streaky and possibly like kind of gross after it was baked. So that wound up being very, very, very true. There are pictures on Twitter. I was like, oh no. And then I decided that the best way to salvage it would be to take a paper towel and then scrub away at kind of the central parts of the red areas so that the Sharpie was still kind of messily there on the sides and could add shading, and then to go over all of it with acrylic again. So that was the plan. So at this stage, I have put one layer of acrylic on there, so the texture isn't completely there yet, but I'm really liking the way that it's going to turn out, and like how all of the edges are just like a little bit dark and kind of messy looking. I really like that, and I think that after another layer and then baking it again, I think that it's going to look really good. So it makes me really happy. But like when you hold it, you can tell all of the red parts like have kind of they do have a texture to them. It's almost like they're popping out. And all of this area is super smooth. It's so funny. But yeah, the lid looks pretty dope. Like that's like the way that the texture kind of looks in there. That's what I like. I want it all to kind of look that way. So yeah, Deadpool sugar dish. I want to make sure that it's perfect because I'm sending it to She Geek. I've wanted to send her something as like a thank you for a while, and it turns out that she's moving. And so I had messaged her being like, hey, I wanted to send you this Deadpool sugar dish, but I realized that maybe I should ask you if you want it before I send it to you. And she was like, oh, I'm moving. It would be the perfect housewarming gift. And I was like, yes. So I want to make sure that it's good, that it's like on the level, you know, so that she isn't ashamed of it. That's the plan. I gotta make it look dope. So I think it's on the right track. I think it's getting there. And it's good because I've wanted to figure out how to do this in general anyway. So this way, I'm learning as I go with a project that's really fun. I started tracking Deadpool on Tumblr, and oh my goodness, it's like the best tag. If you are a Deadpool fan and not homophobic, you should check out the Deadpool Tumblr tag because it's amazing. It's so funny. The reason that I mentioned the homophobia thing is because, you know, there's plenty of men touching each other, as Tumblrs want to do. But there are also tons of clip outs of the comic book on there, and it's so funny. Like, just so many good Deadpool moments put up on the internet, and they make me so happy. I just love it. Okay, so my day. Let's start last night. You remember that yesterday during coffee, I was like, here's the plan. Manga Pod was canceled, so we're not doing Manga Pod because Aaron doesn't feel good and Daz is not going to be there. And I'm going to watch Game of Thrones. Right? That was the plan. I was like, I'm going to watch Game of Thrones. It's going to be great. So I wound up, I was chatting with Erin, and we decided to eat dinner because she wasn't feeling well enough to do the stream, but I was like, do you need anything? We'll hang out a little bit. Like, how are you feeling? So we wound up just eating dinner, and I made her watch a couple episodes of Revenge, and she loves it, which I'm so excited about. But then I left and let her sleep. And I wound up turning on Game of Thrones, and oh my goodness. Guys, the most recent Game of Thrones episode. Everybody was telling me that it's amazeballs, that it's like so good. And I was really worried that there was going to be a Sixth Sense sort of scenario where I would watch it and feel a little let down because everybody had built it up so much. No, no. No, no, sirs and madams. I was so happy with that episode. I was like, this is dope. This is so dope. And for those of you who are watching right now, the old woman is an amazing character. I love her. So, yeah, I caught up on Game of Thrones, and by the time I was done, it was past 1 in the morning. which is not too bad. It's not too bad for you know, all of us. And I went to bed, woke up at 6 o'clock, right on time for gym. Erin came and picked me up, and we went to the gym, and we did all of our stuff. My knee started wigging out a little bit, and I think that's because I don't jog very often. So when I went jogging, I probably ran in a way where I was putting like weird pressure on one leg, and this knee got a little bit upset with me. But instead of doing the elliptical or the treadmill, we did the bike, and that was nice because I've never done the bike before. Anyway, so we went to the gym, and we come back, and I normally am very, very strict with myself. It's, okay, after I get back from the gym, I take a shower, and then I get to work. I don't let myself sleep until I'm done with all my work stuff so that I can take a cat nap and have it not affect my schedule, right? So I get back from the gym this morning, and I sit on my bed, and I'm playing fetch with the cat. And the next thing you know, I'm waking up at noon. Now, for those of you who watch the TGS podcast and we're seeing all these tweets saying we have no idea where Dodger is, that is why. Because I woke up at noon and went, noon? What? But don't I have sound check at 11:30? Guys, it was awful. So then I panicked. I had so many missed calls, both on Skype and on my phone. There's people being like, where are you? Because nobody knew where I was. Everybody here was at work. Like, nobody knew if something had happened to me. I felt terrible. So then I got on Skype and nobody was answering me. I was like, can I join the call? Are you guys already streaming? Like, am I going to mess it up? Do you have a replacement already? Like, can I join? And they weren't answering, and then I was like, they hate me. But it eventually worked out, and we had a podcast, and it was great. I had fun. But I was so stressed out. I felt so bad. So bad. And, yeah. So then, after the podcast, I had to scramble to a meeting, and then all that time in the morning that I was supposed to spend filming, I was then filming after that meeting. So today in general was just like a little bit, I don't want to say legitimately stressful, it was just, I messed up the schedule that I had made for myself. You know, I was like, okay, this is going to be my work day today. And then I slept instead, and that was the wrong choice. That was so the wrong choice to make at all. So that was a little bit unfortunate. But, it worked out. It was an okay day. We did all right. So I'm noticing that my hair is turning back to the, like, red, brown, and magenta in the front, which is kind of funny. Like, I like it. On some levels, I really, really like it like this. But then there's another part of me that's like, oh, I could make you bright again. I could make you glow. I could make you capture your life, you know? Today somebody was quizzing me on all the different colors that I've dyed my hair. And it made me realize I have dyed my hair so many colors. Just a lot of colors, but I still haven't done I almost called it the painbow. Do you know why? I still haven't done the rainbow. When I was joking about how I should join roller derby, my friend was like, oh, if you ever get the rainbow hair, you could be painbow. And I was like, that is brilliant. I want that for myself. Like, I want to do roller derby and be called painbow. That would be amazing. And then I could wear this shirt and pretend that it has nothing to do with Krender. What do you think about that? Wow, Krender, huh? What do you think about that, dude? I think that's all that I did today. Just lots of working and stuff. But hope that you guys had a good day. And if you want to see what became of our podcast, you should go to dodgereats.tumblr.com, because I was being made fun of for snacking or eating on the podcast almost every single time, both podcasts that I do. And so Jesse decided to make a Tumblr called dodgereats.tumblr.com, and it just has GIFs or pictures of me eating things, and it's the silliest thing ever, and I'm sure that there are going to be so many, and I'm going to feel a lot of shame right in here. But that's okay. I need to accept that side of myself. But anywho, yeah, I will talk to you guys again tomorrow. Bye-bye. Mwah!